cried. No, my daughter, you bitch. I'm literally wiping tears from my neck. Here we go again. Me at the end of the video to welcome you to the beginning of this video. So I read the first Harry Potter book in this vlog right here, and then this was in January, and then I went on vacation with my family, and so for some reason in my mind I thought that I was going to read the entire series on this 2-week vacation that I went on, which did not happen because that's insane. So this video starts with me in the middle or somewhere in Goblet of Fire because that was the book I had gotten to while on vacation. And also, just as a preface, I've watched all the movies before, and I'm pretty sure when I was younger I read like the first 2 books, but I've never gotten all the way to the end. Also, sorry in advance for how much I try to mention the movies. I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't seen the movies in at least 4 years. I know, yes, I've seen them a bunch of times, but that doesn't mean I paid very close attention. So I'm so sorry. I keep being like, I think this was in the movies. Don't listen to me. I'm wrong. And then what else? Oh, I reference the location of where I am in the book by chapter, because if you read these books on Kindle Unlimited, the page number and the percent are not accurate. Anyways, so I reference by chapter. Not that that's the biggest deal in the world, but I think that's all you need to know before you start watching. Oh, and this is entirely spoiler full. There's absolutely nothing spoiler free about this entire video, so if you haven't read the books, maybe don't watch this. Other than that, you're good to go. The next task is, it's like 3 months away in the book, and they have to go through Christmas and everything, so they're talking about the Yule Ball, and I'm so excited to get to that part, but I'm not done. I'm not gonna read for the rest of the day. Honestly, that's the only update I have. I'm loving it, so that's it. Okay, I'm on chapter 23, so they're at the Yule Ball, so naturally Ron's being a dick. And he's pissing me off. Honestly, that's it. Like, not that much has progressed. I haven't really read that much since my last update, but I really want to sit here and listen to the audiobook, but I read a lot faster, and I really am like frustrated that I haven't finished this book yet. I'm just very impatient and I want to get to the next one. I'm just gonna try to read as much as I can, because according to the audiobook, I still have 5 hours and 54 minutes left. I'm gonna keep reading. I've seen the movies, I don't even know how many times. I haven't watched them in a while, but I forgot that the guy that was pretending to be Mad-Eye Moody was Barty Crouch. Completely, that was not in my brain. I wish I had just been recording, because I just read that and my jaw was on the floor. Like, I literally should have known that. Oh my god. Anyways, I have a lot more to say, but I need to finish this. Cried. I don't know how I thought I would get through this book without crying. I have so many things to say. Okay, so as I interrupted earlier, I can't believe that I forgot that Barty Crouch's son was the person that was using the Bolly Juice potion to impersonate Mad-Eye Moody and everything. I remember from the movie that somebody was pretending to be Mad-Eye Moody. Clearly, obviously, I didn't remember who, but I was so confused at the beginning of the book, because I was like, oh, maybe it's like halfway into the school year or whatever that he turns into the imposter, because I was like, no way somebody pretending to be Mad-Eye Moody would turn Draco Malfoy into a ferret. But then, whenever he was ranting to Harry before Dumbledore and McGonagall and Snape got there, Barty pretending to be Mad-Eye Moody was like ranting about people that were serving Voldemort but like didn't go to him and, you know, were too afraid of that kind of stuff. I hope this isn't making sense. Anyways, so I feel like a genius for connecting these two dots, but I feel like it's very obvious that like, so Barty Crouch probably hates the Malfoys because the Malfoys don't, you know, they got accepted back into society because they basically, I'm assuming, just like paid off a bunch of people to be proven innocent from being Death Eaters. That was one point that I was gonna say, and then I don't know how to phrase this without sounding like I'm a Dumbledore hater, but I'm not. I just like really hope at the end in the books it explains why he lets Harry Potter go through all of this, besides the fact that like Voldemort has to be killed. If it's like, I hope it's more than just like, oh, sacrificing this like literal child is the only way to take down this Dark Lord. Like, I hope there's some other reason, but like I kind of don't think there is. So then I'm like, yeah, obviously like Voldemort has to be taken down, so it's valid that Dumbledore is like trying to help Harry the best he can. But like, Harry's a child. He's a child. I think in this one he's 14 or 13. Honestly, I feel like that's what's making me cry the most, especially in this one. Like the quote about Miss Weasley hugging him when he's in the hospital wing and like he's, you know, has to go to sleep. Like he wants to go to sleep and wants everyone to leave him alone, and like Miss Weasley gives him a hug and he's like, I've never been hugged in a motherly way before. Oh my god. And this quote, I'm gonna put up, I actually don't think I can read it to you right now because I think I might burst into tears again. But this quote specifically, I feel like it's so tragic because I like obviously already know what happens in the series, but oh my gosh. Also, I don't remember Rita Skeeter being a beetle. That's hilarious. Also, the foreshadowing of the Minister of Magic saying that he doesn't trust Dumbledore to run the school anymore, and then the next book is when what's her face comes in. I always forget her name, but it's the lady we all hate. We know her. You know who I'm talking about. The little pink lady with the cats. Oh, also, I've been waiting. I feel like the most notorious thing I hear from people who read the books and not just watch the movies, they're always like, oh, Ginny's so much better in the books, Ginny's so much better in the books. When it better be happening soon. She said maybe she had one conversation with like Ron and Harry and Hermione in the last book, or no, it was even just Ron and Harry. When is she gonna speak up? I mean, like I really, you know, the romance reader in me is like really hoping for like an actual like story, like love arc between them, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I feel like, obviously, I know that's not the main focus. I'm just like waiting for Jenny to have a personality. Also, like Ron really pissed me off in this book. Obviously because he was mad at Harry at the beginning whenever his name was in the goblet, but also I guess that the bickering between Ron and Hermione is like the beginnings of their relationship, but that's pissing me off. Like literally the fact that Harry like kept leaving them and like going to do things by himself because he was sick of them arguing. I was like, yeah, me too. Like I don't want to hear this anymore. I just don't know how I feel about Ron, to be honest. Like he's funny, but also I think he's kind of annoying. I'm also really frustrated that the next book starts with him back at the Dursleys because I'm so ready for him to not, like I'm so ready for them to not be the books anymore. And one of the major complaints I have with definitely the first 3 books, a little bit in Goblet of Fire, is how much restating the author does in these books, where like every single time the Dursleys are mentioned, it like they talk about how terrible they are, and like I feel like we're going through some like world building like in every single book. And I know that's a stupid thing to complain about considering these books came out so long ago and they came out one at a time, and also not nearly as fast as books come out nowadays. So I understand that. Like I am obviously very privileged reading this like as a completed series with it all out. I just think it's annoying that she repeats herself so much. But honestly, like that is me nitpicking. But I feel like it's like once Harry doesn't stay with the Dursleys anymore, then it's like we don't have to keep reestablishing things, but I guess I'll find out. I feel like this has been really long, so I'm gonna shut up now and I'll start the Order of the Phoenix tomorrow. chapter 11, The Order of Phoenix. Honestly, Harry being at the Dursleys wasn't so bad in this book, which I was so happy about. Like, she didn't feel the need to describe absolutely everything in this book all over again, which was one of my main concerns. So I was really happy about that. And then now he's at the house, at Sirius's house with the Order of the Phoenix. Oh, Mrs. Weasley saying that Harry was like a son to her. Okay, crush my heart, thank you. And then like Sirius and Miss Weasley like having conversations about like Harry's life because they both feel responsible for him. Okay, I'm gonna cry. Oh, Miss Weasley saying that Sirius like was acting like he had his best friend again because like his best friend was Harry's dad. So she's like, you can't act like he's your best friend and like you can just go and do all this stuff together like he's a child. Which, thank you Miss Weasley for saying that, but also she's being like so overprotective. And I, as a reader, am a firm believer that they should tell Harry everything. Like, I don't like Dumbledore right now. Like, he's pissing me off. He doesn't want to tell Harry anything. He's not even like paying any attention to him. It's making me very sad for him. Oh, and Ron and Hermione being prefects. Didn't know that was a thing. Also, like, I'm glad that Harry has the capacity to like analyze. He's like, I really thought that I was gonna get prefect and it really hurts my feelings that Ron got it. Because Harry just expects everything to happen to him, like he gets everything. So I do think that's like a good little humbling moment for him. I do wonder if like something with that's gonna happen where because Dumbledore is like not paying attention to him, so then he gives it to Ron. I don't know if that's like the reason why, but yeah, we're at that part. So the last chapter was an introduction to Luna Lovegood. That's all that's really happened so far. They just got back to school and I'm tired and going to bed. So that's my update. Hi, okay, I'm on chapter 14. I don't remember the last chapter I was at when I updated. I'm so annoyed with myself because I keep being like, oh, I'm just gonna listen to the audiobook and it'll fly by. And then I keep not listening to the audiobook, so I'm just going through this very slowly too, which I'm trying not to, but whatever. Immediately after my last update where I was like, oh, like, maybe it's good that Harry got a little bit humbled because he didn't get chosen for prefect, I immediately felt terrible for saying that because nobody believes him. And the newspaper's calling him a liar, the newspaper's calling Dumbledore a liar, everybody is like questioning the story of what happened to the last book, like at the last book with the trials and like him coming back with Cedric's literal dead body. So I'm sorry, Harry. You're fine. Like you know what? You're living through enough tragedy. Maybe you don't need to be humbled. Ron playing Quidditch. I was wondering about that for this entire series. I was like, if Ron talks about Quidditch so much, why doesn't he play? So now he's the keeper. I don't know, it's really entertaining and I'm really having a good time with it. What else? Oh, Umbridge, duh, I hate her, she's the worst. I am wondering where Hagrid is. I'm sad that he's not there. I love when they go and visit with Hagrid. I love Hagrid. Oh, also the actual like romance that's happening, I'm gonna put that in quotes though, between Cho and Harry, where he like, basically I just love being inside of Harry's head because we get to feel everything he's going through so much more, and like he actually has a crush on her, whereas in the movies, I mean, I think all of the romances in the movies are botched, but I'm actually kind of like happy that he has a crush. It's so cute. And then Ron and Hermione are still kind of pissing me off with like them constantly bickering at each other. I know what that plays out too, so I'm just waiting for that to happen. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but also we're not getting that much more of Ginny. I'm waiting for Ginny to come around. Like, when is she gonna show up and be a character? I think that's all. I kind of just like have noticed that me turning on the camera is just like a dump of like how I feel about the books right now, but I don't really know what else I'm supposed to do, so I hope that's okay. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading and hopefully get through a bunch. I'm on chapter 23. It's the Christmas chapter and it's so cute. I'm honestly having the best time. Umbridge banning Harry and Fred and George from playing Quidditch. I actually hate her so much, which is crazy because she's awful in movies. Terrible. But she's even worse in the books. Oh, Ginny has a boyfriend and the defense against the dark arts like little club they're doing, like Dumbledore's army. Ginny has a personality and I'm so happy about it. And she's the new Seeker instead of Harry since he got kicked off the team or banned from the team or whatever. There was a really funny line that I like highlighted because Harry was like, oh, is that why she will look me in the face and talk to me now? Because she doesn't have a crush on me anymore and she has a boyfriend. And then Hermione was like, yeah, basically. What else? Oh yeah, the vision of Harry being the snake and like biting Mr. Weasley. That's the part that I'm like just at. And he's like having a whole crisis and he thinks that nobody wants to look him in the eyes and they're all afraid of him and he's like, I have to run away and like protect everyone. And then they all sit him down and they're like, so are you gonna like talk about this or what? Like, are you done being stupid? Even though, well, I don't want to hate on Dumbledore too much. But like he could at least like reassure Harry like a little bit, being like, hey dude, I don't hate you, like it's okay. Like he doesn't have to avoid him so badly. Oh, I didn't know Hermione still wrote to Victor Crumb, like her date from the Yule Ball. Like they're still in contact with each other. That cracks me up. Oh, and Hagrid's back. Yay, I missed Hagrid. I think that's about it. But I'm really enjoying this book because I feel like we're getting so much. I do have to say, like, I was complaining a little bit in my head about the whole chapter when Hagrid got back and he was explaining the whole looking for trolls? Giants. Looking for giants thing, because Hagrid's dialogue is a little broken. But at the same time, like, I just read it in, like, the voice, in, like, the actor's voice, so it kind of helps, but Hagrid was talking for a really long time during one chapter and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. Oh, I'm just saying how much I'm loving this book because we're getting so much more plot than the movie. Even though, once again, literally anytime I mention the movies, please take it with a grain of salt because I haven't watched them in forever. Even though I've seen them a million times, I haven't seen them in forever. So like, it's not fresh in my mind. Harry and Cho's first kiss where she was like sobbing. Like, I kind of was cracking up during that chapter because when he went back to the common room to tell Ron and Hermione, like, he was like, yeah, she was like sobbing and they were like, that's not a great kiss. Like, that's not a great first kiss and all that stuff. Oh, that was really funny. And Harry like kind of being bummed that she was sobbing during their first kiss. Validly so. Like, that actually cracks me up. I feel like we're getting so much of Fred and George in this book and I love Fred and George. Like, they are I love them. So I'm really happy about that. And then also, like I said before, we're getting a lot more Ginny, which I love. And I'm so excited because I actually think that the romance, or like the little crush between Cho and Harry is so cute. So I'm really excited to see what it's like with Ginny because I actually have hope for it now. Like, in the movies, I feel like that's such a big downfall of the romance between Harry and Ginny is that they don't give you any context between her being tiny and obsessed with him. Like, it's a little girl that like has a little crush on him and then like dating him. Like, it goes directly from that to like we don't see her for a bunch of movies and then like they're dating. They like kiss randomly. At least that's how I feel. So I'm really excited to hopefully see it like actually build up to something. But I'm really enjoying this one so far. So I'm really excited. I think I'm gonna read a little bit more before I go to sleep, but I'll have to listen to more tomorrow. Tears from my neck. I was gonna start crying again. Oh my god. So I finished The Order of the Phoenix. And I gave it 4.5 stars. Like, I don't really want to cry on the internet, but like, I was sobbing. And I didn't even cry like the actual scene where Sirius dies. Because honestly, I was reading it so fast because, first of all, I didn't forget that he was going to die, but in the book, it happens so much quicker than it does in the movie. once again, take it with a grain of salt. I haven't seen the movie in forever, but I feel like in the movie it's like a more drawn out like back and forth between Bellatrix and Sirius, where it's like they're dueling kind of, and then she hits the like she does the final like spell that kills him. But in the book, it's literally like she shoots one thing at him, a spell at him, and then he dodges it or something, and he's like makes fun of her, and then she kills him immediately. Like, and like, I know I've been kind of on a Dumbledore hate train this whole time, but like, and so like I feel better about his apology at the end where he's like, I'm sorry, like I should have told you so much earlier. But like that doesn't necessarily like make me feel better, because yeah, he should have told him earlier. He made a terrible mistake, and but then also like his reasoning for like he just wanted Harry to be a kid and not worry about it. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Hold on, let me collect myself. Oh my god. Can you see my tears or no? Honestly, I think I have to take a break and come back. Okay, I think I've collected myself enough to give an actual like review. Well, no, I have one. The actual thing that made me start sobbing was literally not the scene of Sirius dying, not Dumbledore explaining to Harry that he loves him so much that that's why he couldn't tell him the prophecy. And oh, not even whenever he smashed the mirror because he thought he was going to see Sirius again. It was when he ran to nearly headless Nick to ask him like how you become a ghost and if he was going to see Sirius again, because like he wanted it. He was like, oh well, if he comes back as a ghost, and like nearly headless Nick had to be like, he's not coming back. Oh my god. I think I'm literally gonna start crying again. This is ridiculous. I think that's one of like the most simple but most impactful ways to describe what going through grief is like. And that's what I'm gonna say because I'm gonna start crying again. Anyways, okay. Loved that one. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 because I understand why Umbridge was in it so much, and I know that like the Ministry fighting against Dumbledore and like them trying to not, the Ministry trying to say that Voldemort wasn't back and Dumbledore being like, well, yeah, but he is. I understand the conflict was so important and like why the book was so much of that. I do kind of wish it was shorter, but then at the same time, I feel like it really helped kind of be in Harry's like headspace of like the most difficult school year he's had so far. Like everything was going wrong, like nobody was believing him, like honestly he was having a shit year, and I feel like drawing it out so much like for the reader really makes you right there with him, like being like, damn, this is really not going your way. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna start the Half-Blood Prince now, which I'm so confused why Half-Blood Prince and Deathly Hallows are both shorter than the Order of the Phoenix. I actually technically already started. I'm on page 2, so I'm gonna keep reading. Probably not that much today, considering it's 10:30. Unfortunately, I do not have any more audiobooks because I used 2 Audible credits for the last 2 books, but I think I'm gonna like look up on YouTube if anybody's done an audiobook kind of thing for it. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm just talking to talk, so I'm gonna read it up. Chapter 17 in the Half-Blood Prince, and it's so good so far. Like, hands down my favorite book. My friend Sam, I hope he's watching this, said that this book is the most like kind of like teenage drama. Like you're kind of just watching them like honestly just be teenagers in this book, but there's literally so much drama. I'm eating it up. Have I even spoken about reading this book yet? I have no idea. I just got to the part though where the new minister, I think you say his name's Scrimmager? I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but that's how I'm gonna say it. Just like tried to come, he came to the Weasley's house to convince Harry to like look like he's working for the Ministry kind of thing. And Harry basically was like, fuck no. The ministry didn't want to be friends with me last year when I was telling everyone the truth and made me out to be a liar. So fuck off. Actually, I literally think Harry is the sassiest that he's ever been in this book, and it's my favorite thing ever. Also, Ginny has like a full personality. Love Ginny. I feel like she's not in it as much as I would want her to be, but the little glimpses we get of her personality are my favorite. Ron and Lavender are like, I guess, dating, even though in the book they say really they're just making out whenever they hang out, and Hermione's all upset about it. So she tries to get revenge on him, and he goes on a date with another Quidditch player. I forget his name, but I'm pretty sure Ron doesn't like him, and it's this whole thing, but I think it's so good so far. Surprisingly, this is like the most fun book, even though it's the second to last one, which is terrifying. I'm terrified to read Deathly Hallows. But yeah, like this book has been the one that I like can't put down. The other books I've kind of had to like work my way into like making sure that I'm getting through them at a good pace, especially to trying to finish this series in time. This book is so good. It's like not a reality TV show, but I feel like it resembles a TV show in general. Like I feel like I'm binge reading it. I kind of am. I don't have a ton to say besides I love it, so I'm gonna keep reading and keep you updated. I'm on chapter 22 of the Half-Blood Prince. I don't know when the last time I talked was, but I know that the last time I talked I forgot to mention, I'm like 80% sure I forgot to mention the fact that Harry now has a crush on Ginny, and I'm eating it up. It's so good. I absolutely love the fact that Ginny's in a relationship right now. She's with Dean Thomas. So Harry like she'll be talking about him and Harry's like, why do I feel jealous? Like, what is this feeling inside of me that I don't like whenever she brings up her boyfriend? It's so good. I'm so glad that in the books we're getting like crumbs of like crushes and like feelings rather than Ginny growing up being obsessed with Harry in the movies, and you always in like there's no development between her being a child that's obsessed with him and them dating. I'm loving the development of like them setting up to be in a relationship. That's all I wanted to say because I know I forgot that. I'm like 80% sure I forgot that when I updated you last, but I'm still, like I said, I'm at chapter 22. I've got 8 more chapters. I really want to finish it tonight. And then I have to move on to Deathly Hallows, and I'm scared. But that's my update for now. Lots of updates. I finished The Half-Blood Prince last night and I gave it 5 stars. That by far was my favorite book. I actually didn't cry at the ending, which is honestly flabbergasting at this point because I've cried at the ending of every single book since Goblet of Fire. I'm trying to think of anything that I was surprised by at the end of that book. I mean, I obviously knew that Dumbledore was gonna die. I knew that Snape was gonna kill him. Oh, I think that one thing I was confused about was in the movies, Harry Potter, whenever Dumbledore is dying, he's just standing there watching. But in the book, Dumbledore like freezes him, like casts a spell on him or whatever. Once again, don't quote me on that. I don't remember the movies that well, but I'm pretty sure he just stands there and watches. He doesn't do anything. And also, for some reason, I'm just now, like at the end of The Half-Blood Prince, I was like, oh, I forget that they just don't go to school the last year. Even though I know that they're like on the hunt for Horcruxes and everything, I just forgot that they didn't go to school. Anyways, the aspect of Dumbledore dying is very sad. But I think a lot of my thoughts throughout this video have been how I'm not the biggest fan of Dumbledore. Even though in this book he wasn't that bad. I guess because Harry now knows everything. But he didn't tell him everything. Like, Harry still has no clue what to do because he's dead, so I don't know. It didn't affect me that much, which I feel kind of guilty about, but like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. Yes, it's sad if Harry's upset, and that's sad, but moving on. I started Deathly Hallows this morning, so I'm on chapter 7 now. And I can't believe I've been dreading, the 4th chapter called The 7 Potters, so that's when the team escorting Harry from the team, like the Order of Phoenix people, and you know, Hermione and Ron and some of the, and I think it's Fred, George, Bill, and Mr. Weasley. Anyways, so it's like this big team of people that are escorting Harry from the Dursleys to a safe house because the charm that makes him safe at the Dursleys is gonna break on his birthday, and his birthday's coming up. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so chapter 4 is called The Seven Potters, so that's when they all take the Polyjuice potion and turn into Harry, and then they escort him. And in the movies, and the chapter after that is called The Fallen Warrior. So in the movies, I thought that Fred was dying, which I've been dreading with my whole entire heart because I love the Weasley twins so much. Like, I love most of the Weasleys. I would say the twins are probably my favorite. I thought I was gonna be like sobbing, rolling on the floor in my own puddle of tears, like heartbroken. In the books, he doesn't die. George just gets his ear cursed off and he survives. I procrastinated reading the rest of the Half-Blood Prince and starting this book so much because I thought that was gonna happen at the beginning of the death of Deathly Hallows. And it didn't. And now I feel stupid. I actually should be way further in this book than I am because I'm trying to get this done in a timely manner to post it. He didn't even die. Crazy. But Mad-Eye Moody died, which I don't remember if he dies in the movies or not, which was also sad, but like not nearly as heart-wrenching as I was expecting. So now I'm just reading it. I also my whole plan for today was like to go out in public and start reading. Just because I feel like this entire time that I've been reading this series, I've been trapped in my house. Not trapped in my house, I just like have been reading at home. So I wanted to get out and I was like, but I can't read in public. If this is gonna happen, I'm gonna be sobbing. So now I am going to probably take this, I might go to a park. I actually don't really know what I'm gonna do. I just know I wanna leave my house and read somewhere else. I should have said this when I was talking about my thoughts about the Half-Blood Prince, but I also didn't know that Harry tells Ginny that like they can't be together until he's defeated Voldemort, basically, because he knows that Voldemort would take her, use her against him, which like he knows that about everybody around him, which, oh my gosh. That, I mean, I know that's like a very common thing of like a hero's like kind of like weight to bear is like everyone around them could be used against them. It's really tragic, but I also don't remember that happening in the movies, so I was kind of sad about that. I love Ginny. I love her in the books. She actually has a personality. It's crazy. I can't believe she's a person in this one, in the books. Movie Ginny? Anyways, like I said, I'm gonna go read somewhere else. For Deathly Hallows, but I need to address the fact that I was so wrong in one of my most recent updates about talking about how Fred Weasley dies when they move Harry from the Dursleys to, I guess, Grimmauld Place? No. Anyways, when they move him. I was fully convinced that Fred died in the movie, and then my friend Sam, who knows literally everything about the entire books and movies, was like, no, Fred doesn't die then. Why did I think that he died then? I don't know, but I was literally like going on and on and on about it. And now I'm just embarrassed. Anyways, my reading updates. I'm at chapter 15. So they just got the locket back from Umbridge at the Ministry. And they're now in a tent. And I think this book is gonna be rough. I know that. I'm not looking forward to finishing or like, I don't know. I know it's gonna be a rough read. But I do have to say, something that's very irritating to me is how every single time Harry gets a vision of, like, through Voldemort's mind, Hermione's like, you should have learned occlumency better, you should have paid attention to them, you should control your mind, you shouldn't be seeing into his mind. That's not helpful. That is not helpful. I get so annoyed whenever it's every single time he has vision, she says that. Like, we don't know that. Thank you, girl. You're not providing any helpful information. And I know that this whole trip that they're on to find all the Horcruxes is so straining on their friendship. And I'm not looking forward to that. It's gonna be so depressing. But like I said, I'm on chapter 15, so I think that's about halfway through. Anyways, that's my update for now. This book is gonna take me probably all the happiness out of my body to read, so that's my update for now. Okay, I'm on chapter, I think 22. Yeah, I'm on chapter 22. I'm at the part where Ron finally finds the radio station that reports actual news. Like, it's what I think it's called Pottermore? I know that's the website. No, Potter Watch. It's Potter Watch. Anyways, so it's Lee Jordan, who is Fred and George's friend from school, has like a radio show where he's reporting actual news that's, you know, really important to people who actually support Harry Potter and not Voldemort, obviously. And then he like has guests come on, and so it's first Kingsley like gives his report, and then Lupin, and now Fred is on. And it's like the first time that at least Ron and Hermione specifically have heard from people that are on their side. I know that when Ron ran away, he went to Bill, so he like at least got to see some of his family, but like this is like squeezing my heart. Oh my gosh. Also, like, this is like so insane how like much of an actual serious war this is, where Voldemort has taken over the Ministry and is trying to round up people who are Muggle-born, and there's like groups of people to catch unregistered wizards that are Muggle-born. The radio stations have all like been reporting on Voldemort's side, same with the newspapers. The Quibbler was the only one that was printing positive things about Harry Potter, and then since they took Luna, and eventually her dad also got captured, that like nobody's printing anything positive about him anymore. Like, this shit is serious. This book is painful. And it's just so sad because it's like, this is the smallest glimpse of the like family basically that Harry has, and it's not even like they aren't even able to directly speak to him. They're just showing their support for him even though they don't know what's going on, like what he's doing. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm really loving it even though it's so depressing. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm trying to finish this today. Okay, I'm on chapter 32. Fred just died. I can't believe that I was so terrified when he was gonna die and how heart-wrenching it was gonna be. And it simply is just, it's at the beginning of the battle, basically. They just found the crown, the Ravenclaw crown, and it got destroyed. And so they were about to run to join the fight. Fred's literally laughing because Percy made a joke, and he hasn't made a joke since I don't know when. Explosion, he's dead. Like, that is so, like, mortifyingly tragic that he dies like that. Oh my gosh, like, it hurts my heart. Obviously, I'm still sad about it, but I thought it was, I don't know, I guess because I was so confused when he died that I thought it was more, like, drawn out. But, like, what? I swear so many deaths are brushed over in the book. Like when I mentioned Sirius's death being literally like a bam, he's gone. That's how it feels about Fred too. Oh my god. I'm also, like, I was kind of confused because I need to stop referencing the movie. I'm gonna keep reading and keep you updated on who's dying. I should not be laughing. I was afraid that Hagrid was just about to die because he got swept away by a swarm of spiders. And the thing that made me laugh was that Hagrid's brother, or half-brother that's a like full-blown giant, calls him Hagger. I should be laughing. Ugh. Okay, Grop. Grawp. How are you supposed to say that? Grop? I don't know. We don't know if Hagrid, or at this, me right now, I don't know if Hagrid has died or not. Because this line just says, and Hagrid was surely dying or already dead. I don't remember. Oh my god. I don't know what to do, because it's like all of the found family aspects of Harry and like Dumbledore's army like reuniting, and they're all helping each other fight Voldemort, which is like the original like point of Dumbledore's army. And they're like using all the spells that Harry taught them. Like that makes me want to cry, but like that's like heartwarming, makes me want to cry. But then like the actual devastation that's happening, there's a lot of emotions happening. So the snake kills Snape? What? That's an interesting choice. Remus and Tonks? Oh my god. I know that Snape is technically a good person, or a good guy, because Dumbledore was basically using him to help Harry. But like, I still don't like him. I still don't think his obsession with Harry's mom like makes up for anything. He still hated Harry. Like, I don't know, especially because I just saw the line that like Dumbledore says to Snape, "You still love her after all this time," and then Snape says, "Always." And this is a random thing to bring up, but I know that a lot of Harry Potter merch says "always" with the little like Deathly Hallows symbol. I actually saw that on someone's car recently, so that's why I'm thinking of it. But like, you guys are Snape fans? Like, I'm confused. Anyways, okay, I just got to chapter 34. Once again, no tears yet. I'm a little nervous. Harry also now knows that he's supposed to die. Like, Voldemort has to kill him the first time. And that is like the obvious, like that's one of the main things I remember from the movies. Like, duh, that he has to die once and then he comes back. Anyways, so he just went through all of Snape's memories and they're about to start the action again, so I have to get back to reading. Can you see the tears? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous because I want to keep updating. Hagrid is seeing Harry sacrifice himself. Oh my god. they're both fucking dead. Get to the point, man. Also, are Harry and Dumbledore both just naked in this, like, afterlife situation? Just talking to each other? Because, like, when Harry woke up, he distinctly was like, I am naked. Is Dumbledore also naked? What is going on? Gosh, Draco's mom saying that he's dead, but he's not. Yay! I know this is a book and it's fake, but literally anyone pretending to be dead hearing their closest friends and family scream of them being dead, and he's still pretending to be dead, is the most impressive thing ever. First of all, McGonagall was the first one to scream, and then Harry, Ron, and Ginny. Well, and of course Hagrid's carrying him, like crying the whole time. I can't believe he's still pretending. That's insane. This is Neville's moment. Oh my god. Yes. He's shooting curses at Death Eaters while under the invisibility cloak, and that's hilarious. Oh my gosh, Creature! Oh my gosh, Hermione, Ginny, and Luna against Bellatrix. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I think she says that in the movie too. No, my daughter, you bitch. Okay. I hate Bellatrix. Is that bad? I'm over here actually cheering about people dying. I do think it's hilarious that Voldemort is literally like getting riled up because Harry is telling him that the Elder Wand isn't truly his, and like he's like basically like being like, no, I thought of everything. Voldemort just like can't get through his head that he like, or he can't cope with the fact that he wasn't the smartest person. Like Dumbledore still beat him somehow. They're basically having this conversation instead of trying to kill each other, and that's cracking me up. Like he just can't handle it. That's crazy that Harry uses Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus? How do you say that? I don't know. Against literally Voldemort. Like, you're fighting to your death and you're trying to disarm him? Come on now. Crazy. Voldemort was dead, killed by his own rebounding curse. And Harry stood with 2 wands in his hand, staring down at his enemy's shell. He literally basically killed himself by accident. That's crazy. Oh, I didn't know Kingsley was the temporary minister. Okay, that wasn't that bad. I know I was crying. Okay, I know. I finished Deathly Hallows, gave it 5 stars. I can't believe those are marketed as children's books. At least the last 3. What are you talking about? Especially the last one. Like, anyways, we're not gonna get into that entire situation. That was so good. I'm, first of all, so happy to have finally read all of the books. Of course, my opinion is that the books are so much better than the movies. I almost feel like I don't have that much to say. Like, I don't really know how to even put my words or my thoughts into words about the entire series as a whole. I do think I did a really good job of like updating my, kind of just word vomiting my thoughts of everything that was happening whenever I did give updates and stuff, but I didn't only just cry in this last book. I cried a lot at the end of let's go through it. I cried at the end of the Goblet of Fire. I cried at the end of Order of the Phoenix. I cried during Deathly Hallows. I did not cry during Half-Blood Prince. That's my favorite book by far. It was so good. But it was always whenever Harry was either thinking about his parents, thinking about all the people that he's lost, how he feels so alone, like how he loses literally everyone he cares about. That's literally, if you don't remember a couple minutes ago when I was literally crying my eyes out because he had, I guess, activated the resurrection stone and was surrounded by his mom, his dad, Sirius, Lupin. I don't know if there was anyone else. I think it was just them. Hello, that's the most depressing thing I've ever read. He's only 17. He was only 17. And honestly, my opinion on Albus Dumbledore is the freaking same. I think he definitely could have done things a lot better. And opinion of Snape also still stands, where I'm like, did you need to name your children after, like, Dumbledore? Sure, I get. But Snape? Like, it's, I don't know. I just think it's funny. I don't think Snape really was that great. I'm glad I didn't cry that much at the last book, though. I thought I was gonna be sobbing like the whole entire time. I don't know. That's like, I'm like scraping my brain for things to say about this because I really don't think I have that much more to say. Actually, no, I have one more thing to say. If you care at all about like things I highlighted while I was reading these, they're all on Goodreads. Or actually, I'll publish them so they're all available on Goodreads. Because some of them are absolutely crazy. Especially in this last one. Sorry, just thought of something else I need to bring up. Actually, I don't know if I did. If not, I'll just cut it out. But whenever Harry finds the letter that Lily wrote to Sirius about him, and he got a new little toy broomstick, and they like couldn't get him off of it, and there's like a picture included in the letter of James like chasing him around on the broom. That was also heartbreaking. But yeah, I think the most devastating quote is, "You'll stay with me." Like, so it's whenever, like I just previously mentioned, when Harry summons everyone that he has ever loved that has died. And he says, and he's afraid of dying. He says, "Does it hurt?" The childish question had fallen from Harry's lips before he could stop it. "Dying? Not at all," said Sirius. "Quicker and easier than falling asleep." "You'll stay with me until the very end," said James. But also, I feel like I need a drink. Lord. Okay, that's it. That's all. I'm done. I'm so happy I read these books, and I'm so happy I documented the entire thing. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you do, I hopefully will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.